Hi, this is another tech training tip from FAQ Business Training. When you update your website, your WordPress website, you may be creating a lot of new pages or a lot of new content, and you might want to let Google know that that's there. Now, you may or may not be aware, but when you type into Google search, so in case you don't know, there is a way to find out about cache. Now, there used to be a little triangle on here, but this is actually just changed. What they've changed it to now is that you have a whole setting here about the information about that website. Obviously, you can see this is beta, so this is brand new, it's being tested. So it tells you information about the site, whether it's secure, when it was actually first indexed, which was way back in 2017. And you can see this little button here saying cached. And when that came up, it quickly showed you some information about the caching. Unfortunately, it was a little too quick for us to see. My site's too fast. Basically, at the top of the page, it tells you what date it was last searched. Now, if you're not updating your website regularly, you'll find that that last cache date is going to be, it could be weeks ago or a month ago or something. Whereas if you go to something like NAB, National Australia Bank, their site will be cached daily, in fact, intradaily. So with your website, if you update it suddenly out of the blue and you haven't updated it for months, you'll find that Google doesn't pick it up straight away. So obviously we want Google to pick up those pages as soon as it can. The way that we do that is by using Google Search Console. So most of you will be aware of Google Analytics, and you will have that connected to your site to give you information about where people come from, where they move around your site. If you do not already have Google Search Console, please connect that as well. It's relatively straightforward to do. Just follow the prompts for your website type and connecting to Google Search Console. So mine's already connected. Obviously here it tells us information about page errors, about usability, how many people are going to the site, and it also tells us things like page experience, and it tells us various things including sitemaps. So if I go over to sitemaps, I last manually submitted a sitemap to Google on the 9th of November. So if I wanted to update that today, we can see clearly I just need to go add a new sitemap. But what's my sitemap URL? Well, this is where we get it from. So we go over here to our WordPress website. And in my case, I have the Yoast SEO plugin. You may be using Yoast, Rank Math, anything like that. So we scroll down here and we see the Yoast SEO plugin. I click on that. And then I can go to the Features tab. If I can scroll down, we can see that I've got XML sitemaps already turned on. So all I need to do is find that URL. If I click on the question mark, then you will see that it comes up with enable the XML sitemaps by on off down here, the toggle. And then I can click here, see the XML sitemap. Oh, voila, here we are. And you'll see that there is a link up the top here, faqbusinesstraining.com.au/sitemap_index.xml. And you'll see there, it'll see when I last updated things. So we'll see the 15th December, 6th of January. So there's been different things updated in this time. So I did a bunch of event updating. So I want to make sure that Google has taken that through. So I'm just going to grab this here and copy it. Go back to sitemaps and I'm going to paste it. Now, please make sure you do the one at the top of the page, not one of these ones down here. Because as you see, for instance, this is just events. This is just categories. We don't want those. We want the ones at the top, the whole entire site. So we go to sitemaps and all we simply do is paste that in and go submit. You'll see it says submitting sitemap and they say they got it successfully. So what will happen? Sometimes it'll say that it'll take a few days or whatever to update. But that's great because now that will mean if I go and do site:/faqbusinesstraining.com.au, so obviously just replace it with your web address, no HTTPS, no // no www. Just put that in. It will now tell you these are all the things that Google's indexing. So it's saying that it's about 183 results. And if we look at the sitemap information on Google Search Console, it said that there was 185 discovered URLs. Now there's a reason why there's a few missing, and that's because I've specifically said to Google, I don't want you to index some of the pages. And that's why there's a few missing. So that is all we have to do. So that is now a new sitemap up on Google, and that information is out to the world. Now Google will be able to share anything that appeared on those pages. So for instance, my event information can now appear, whereas it wouldn't have done before because it potentially wasn't actually visible to Google or therefore to the world. So I hope that was useful. Updating your sitemap for your website using Yoast and Google Search Console. If you're not using a plugin like Yoast, or you're using some other website and you don't have a sitemap generator within the website, this is a way to do it. Enter your URL here. Now, in this case, I'm not actually going to go through with this because I already have a sitemap, but I can just put my URL in here, hit start, and it will create me that same sitemap with the XML ending on it. I then simply copy that sitemap information and put it through to Google Search Console.